Hello, this video presentation is on rationalizing the denominator, or more simply, dividing imaginary numbers. Dividing. All right, to begin with, we're going to do some more simplifying. What is I to the 17th? All right. Regardless of the exponent, we need to be able to simplify this. So let's look at it. I is our imaginary unit. I squared from yesterday is -1. What is I cubed? Well, I cubed equals I squared times I. I squared is -1, or -I. So I cubed is just -I. I to the 4th, what is I to the 4th? Any guesses? I squared times I squared. All right, I squared times I squared is I to the 4th. I squared, we know, is -1. -1 times -1 is +1. This you need to be able to memorize or repeat. All right? You need to be able to figure it out whether you do it like this or you just have it memorized. This is important. All right? So, what is I to the 17th? I to the 17th would be I to the 4th times 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 I. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. Well, I to the 4th we know is 1. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, we have 4 of them, times I. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, or just I. Well, we don't want to do that. We never want to do that. So what we're going to do is just figure out this part. How many groups of 4 are there? So if I gave you I to the 35th, I to the 35th, 35 divided by 4 is 8, 32, remainder 3. So there's 8 groups of 4. All right, we could write I to the 4th, I to the 4th, I to 8 times. So we're not going to do that. But we have 8 groups of 4, and we have 3 i's left over. So I to the 35th is I cubed, but we remember, hopefully, I cubed is -I. So I to the 35th equals -I. How many groups of 4 are there? Nothing more than that. All right, let's get to some division or rationalizing. We are not allowed to leave I in the denominator. So if I have 4 over I can't have I in the denominator. The way I get rid of it is by multiplying numerator and denominator by I. Why I? Because I times I is I squared. I'm making my I different now. And I squared for I squared is -1, and 4 divided by -1 is -4i. I got rid of the I in the denominator. If I had 4 divided by 3i to the 7th, first of all, I'm going to simplify the I. Or, I'm going to do this 2 ways. I'm going to simplify the I to the 7th. So I to the 7th, there's one group of 4 and 3 left over, is 3i cubed. And I cubed, remember, is negative I. So it's 4 over negative 3i. And now I multiply top and bottom. Not sure what that was. Multiply top and bottom by I. Because I times I is negative 1. 4i over negative 3 times negative 1. I squared is negative 1. Or 4i over 3. I said I'm going to do this two ways. There's another easier way to do it. 4 over 3i to the 7th. I'm going to multiply by I to whatever power makes this a multiple of 4. In this case, I times I, which gives me 4i over 3 I to the 8th. I to the 8th, since 8 is a multiple of 4, is just 1. So we have 4i over 3. Let's do another one like that. If we had 5 over I to the 17th, I to the 17th, I would multiply top and bottom by I to the 3rd. Why I to the 3rd? Because 17 and 3 is 20. That's a multiple of 4. So the denominator cancels. We have 5i cubed over I to the 20th. But that's just 1. So it's 5i cubed. And I cubed, remember, is negative I. So we have negative 5i. Relatively simple. The last thing we're going to look at for dividing is basically what we did in the last unit, on our last test. What happens when we have something like 3 plus I over 2 minus 3i? This is exactly, 100% exactly like we did in the last unit. We need to multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So we multiply top and bottom by 2 plus 3i. Should be a 2 there. 2 plus 3i. This is absolutely no different. Then we do binomial multiplication. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, we get 9i. And then 2i. And lastly, I times 3i is 3i squared. Over 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3i, plus 6i, minus 6i, and we have minus 9i squared. Well, these cancel. Combine my like terms, 6 plus 11i minus 3. Why 3? Why minus? I squared, remember, is negative 1 over 4 minus negative 9. And 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 11i over 13. And again, we now have no i's in the denominator, which is what we wanted when we started. Just rationalizing the denominator. This should be relatively simple, the dividing, because it's no different than what we've been doing. Just looks slightly different, but it's the same process. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.